Well, hello folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, we've got a commitment that happened just about 5 minutes ago. I actually watched it live. It's pretty interesting, and we're going to talk about it. Let's get into that commitment. Nathan Leacock, I actually did a video on him several days ago, and it looked like we were about 50-50, either us or North Carolina, but recently it looked like it was leaning more heavily towards Tennessee, and it even got above 90%. So I was expecting to be doing this video shortly after the commitment, and sure enough, here we are. And we know he's a pretty good size wide receiver. They're saying he's around 6'3", around 200 pounds approximately. And he runs a 4.4 40, so he's got plenty of speed, and he runs a great 100-yard dash. So he's really a track guy who also plays football, and he's basically turning himself into a football player. Like I said, he was a track guy. And he's considered a true vertical threat, which we need with Josh Heupel's offense. And I'm sure you've all watched his offense last year. It's all about speed. You've got to stretch the defense in every direction. And that's pretty much what he does. His whole goal is to, first of all, go incredibly fast, which confuses the defense. And then secondly, spread them out. And then he thinks at some point that link's going to break, that defensive chain. And of course, he trains the quarterback to find that weak link. And then that quarterback hits it or hands off or does what he has to find that weak link. And it's very impressive, and it's effective as crap, even against the very best defenses. We scored against Georgia. We scored against Alabama. I mean, we can score the ball. The question is, can we stop some folks? And I know we've got 2 edge rushers coming that are top 10. And that's fantastic. One's a 5-star, another one's a super high 4-star. So I'm real pleased with our recruiting. And this young man, I think, is going to be a great addition. He's been a priority for the Vols for the last several months. It looked like it was either going to be North Carolina, Michigan, or NC State. And he actually had a little bit of fun with North Carolina this time. If you'll remember, Rico Walker picked up the UT and put on the UT hat, and then he had the North Carolina shirt on. Well, this time, this young man picked up the North Carolina cap first, put it back down, then put on the Tennessee cap. So everybody's got to have their fun with recruiting, and that's fine. I kind of expected it. I was like, as soon as he picked up the North Carolina cap, I was like, he's not going to put that on. And sure enough, he put on the Tennessee hat, which is fine. I think this is a really good pickup. I think he's a strong 3-star. They've got him listed as a 3-star, but I think by the end of this year, he's got a full season. I think he'll wind up being a 4-star because you can just see his speed. And here they've got him listed at 6'4" with the 4.4 40. So, I mean, this kid's he's got the wheels. And here you can watch him. We'll actually watch some highlights. And here's where he turns on the jets. And this fellow right here, he should have caught him. He had the momentum, but he couldn't keep up with him once he turned on the jets. And he clearly has another gear, which is what you've got to have in the SEC. You've got to have 2 gears. And here you can see running through the tackles. That's the nice thing about being 200 pounds, especially in high school. That's a big kid for high school. If you're up in the 6'3", 6'4" area around 200 pounds, you're going to be certainly the biggest guy out on the edges, that's for sure. But with the speed, he shouldn't have too much trouble. And here he just leaves them in his dust, no problem. They couldn't smell catching him. And then he just outruns everybody, which he does that all the time. And I know it's high school. I understand that. But, you can clearly see he's got plenty of speed. And he's big. He's a big target. So I'm real pleased with this commitment. I think this guy could really stretch the field for us, and we need as much of that as we can get. Speed is really critical in the SEC. Like I said, you need 2 gears. You need fast and super fast. And I believe this young man's going to have that. And I really like this. I really like this commitment.
I like it a lot.
That's right. I like it a lot. Anyway, also, the NCAA came out with their infractions on the Jeremy Pruitt regime, and got several major violations in there, and they actually commended the University of Tennessee for their cooperation. They actually said it was sterling and really should be the way every college should handle it. So it's going to be interesting. They said that did not find institutional lack of control, which is a pretty big finding. And I'm sure there'll be some issues over it, but it gets the ball rolling now because, and I'll go over all that in the next video, but it looks like there's a beginning to the end of these NCAA stuff with Jeremy Pruitt. All right, folks, another fast wide receiver, big, tall wide receiver, has committed to the University of Tennessee, so that's great. I'm just real pleased with the speed that we're getting on the outside, and I think it's going to be a real strength of Tennessee for years to come. So I think you should be pleased with this commitment as well. And when we go up against the Floridas, Georgia, and Alabamas, and we've got all this speed on the outside, we're going to come at them like this.
I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your huckleberry.
Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody just walked over your grave.
Yeah, they're not going to like it. They're not going to like seeing Doc Holliday. Anyway, if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. I'm new to this. I've only been doing it a couple of weeks, and I need some subscribers, so you can help me out if you want to. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.